San Diego FC has a problem, and it's not talent, it's discipline. Another game, another red card. This time, Christopher McVey gets sent off early in the second half, and suddenly San Diego is playing a man down. Again, where have I heard this one before? That's now 6 red cards in their last 6 matches. At that point, this is no longer bad luck. We're starting to see a pattern with San Diego FC. And the worst part, they're still in these games. They're creating chances. Anders Dreyer is generating offense, but they can't finish. They just can't finish. And they can't stay composed. Minnesota's goalkeeper, Drake Callender, made some huge saves, but San Diego had their opportunities. They just couldn't capitalize. If this team wants to be a contender, this has to change immediately because right now they're not losing to other teams, they're losing to themselves. Another loss and the same story yet again for San Diego FC, Frank. It's becoming a pattern and it's not a good one.
Yeah, no, it was a 2-1 loss to Minnesota United FC at Snapdragon Stadium on Saturday night, marking another frustrating result in what is now a growing skid. And once again, it comes down to discipline. As you mentioned before, Christopher McVey sent off just seconds into the second half after picking up his second yellow card, forcing San Diego to play nearly the entire second half 10 men, a man down. That's now 6 red cards in the last 6 matches across all competitions. Let that sink in for a second. 6 red cards in the last 6 matches over all competition. That is an absurd amount of red cards to be getting.
When you talk about the game itself, I mean, San Diego FC actually started off strong. They struck early with a goal from Luca Bombino, making the 100th goal in club history, a milestone moment, obviously, for the young franchise. But defensive lapses quickly erased that momentum. Minnesota equalized off a header from Kyle Duncan and then took the lead before halftime through Calvin Yaboa. From there, the story turned to one man, and that is goalkeeper Drake Callender. He was outstanding. Multiple point blank saves, especially on Anders Dreyer, kept San Diego from getting back into the game. Even late in stoppage time, Callender slammed the door shut.
Yeah, and the bigger problem is it's not just bad luck at this point. It is what we have to call it, which is it's no longer a rough patch. It's a discipline crisis. Right now, what San Diego FC is facing. 6 red cards in the last 6 matches, multiple games playing a man down, 4-match winless streak across all competition, repeated late game struggles. It has been a big problem, and Captain Yepe Terveskov said it. Playing a man down makes everything harder, especially pushing forward to try to finish games. And it hasn't been San Diego FC playing a man down for the last 10 minutes. They've been losing these guys, in this case, early in the second half, but they've been losing these guys early in the first half as well, putting the team in trouble. So while we talk so much about the rest that this team got after the international break, it's all kind of been wiped away with how hard they've had to work for how long they've had to play down a man in these games.
Yeah, what's still working though, and this is the frustrating part, is San Diego's still creating chances. Dryer's dangerous every match. Midfield is generating looks. They're staying competitive even down a man, but moral victories don't show up in the standings. And right now they're beating themselves. And it's the back line. It's an inexperienced back line, but also it's not great when some of your veterans in the back line are also making these catastrophic mistakes. And it's something that is so easily fixable in terms of just playing a cleaner game of soccer that is leading to, I think, even more frustration for San Diego FC fans.
Oh, absolutely, and this is you're gonna see a little bit of people getting a little out of control here. This is the first time we've really seen a downturn in form and a downturn in production out of this squad in its very short history. There were some down and lull moments last year, but nothing as alarming as this. What you're seeing right now out of San Diego FC is a discipline issue that you don't see many teams have, and the ones that you do see aren't high up in the table. Those are the teams that are consistently having problems. So it'll be interesting to see how San Diego FC comes out of their first real rough patch in the history of the franchise.
The immediate focus is obviously simple. They got to stay disciplined. They got to finish chances and they got to close out games because the talent is there. But if this continues, it won't matter. San Diego still has time to correct this, but the window is starting to tighten.